Hello, IFOC chaplains. Here at the home office, we've heard from many of you that you've lost someone close to you, either a friend or a family recently because of COVID or other reasons. And so I wanted to take a moment and share with you my story from last week. So last week I had a friend of mine in the hospital being treated for COVID. He had been there for a little while, but he was improving every day. And this wasn't just an acquaintance, this was someone I was friends with for over a dozen years who I saw at work every single day. And then abruptly, Friday morning, I got a phone call saying that he had died. That even though he was progressing and doing better, that he abruptly turned for the worse and died. And with that came a lot of regret, of course, shock and sadness, and all of those things that come with realizing you're never going to see someone that you're friends with or that you love ever again. And so it was made worse by the revelation that he was actually alone when he died, because here with the hospitals, because of COVID, people aren't allowed in to see him anymore. He didn't have any family with him. He didn't have any clergy with him. Everyone was denied access to his room and didn't even know that he'd taken a turn for the worse. And so when I got a phone call Friday morning, I had a decision to make. I could either continue on with my work and continue on with my appointments for that day, or I could stop, cancel everything, and go home to seek God. And the normal me would have done the first option, but what I chose to do on Friday was the second option. And my go-to scripture in times of difficulty is Proverbs 24:10, that says, "If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small." And I've always approached that scripture as my own strength. It was my job to be stronger. And if something tried to take you out or you had to stop and grieve, it was because I wasn't necessarily strong enough to handle what had happened. And that wasn't really working for me on Friday. See, I chose to approach the grief process head on. And where God led me was Psalms 27:14. See, having strength in yourself to face situations is a works righteousness trap. It isn't really what the scripture meant. All scripture is supposed to be interpreted in light of other scripture, and so God led me to Psalms 27:14 that says, "Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart." And tradition has that the scripture was written by David as he was first fleeing Saul. He had lost everything. And so when I was approaching a loss, instead of standing up and trying to be stronger and get through it, I stopped and I chose to wait on the Lord and go through the grieving process. You see, we're not supposed to be superhumans. We're not exempt from taking our own advice with crisis and with bad days. We actually are meant to go through them just like everybody else is. And oftentimes as ministers, as pastors, as chaplains, we try to put aside the things that happen to us in life in order to continue helping the other people who've been affected by maybe something much worse than what we've just gone through. But the truth is that you have permission to grieve the things that happen in your life. You have permission to stop ministry long enough to seek God on your own for you, and to wait on Him, and to let Him strengthen your heart. See, I had to learn through this that this wasn't just something I could push aside and fake being strong in. The fact is we're never prepared to lose people because we were never meant to experience death. We were created to live forever with God in the garden. And now we live in a fallen world where death happens and loss happens, and we have permission to grieve. And if it's one thing I wish to give you guys out of this video, it's you have permission to stop and grieve the things that happen to you in life, the people you've lost because of COVID or any other thing that you're grieving right now. You see, there are no instant fixes here. There's nothing I can share with you that's going to instantly make your loss, whatever it is, if you've had one, any better, because I'm still in the process. And the most important thing that I've had to learn today is that Jesus is not disappointed in me for being in the process. He's not disappointed at me, ashamed of me, or anything else because I came close to fainting in the day of adversity. It's not because my strength is small. It's an invitation to wait on Him, go deeper with Him, and allow Him to give me His strength so that I have a testimony out of it that can help other people. See, He's working in me right now, just like He's working with you, to give us His strength. And so I encourage you, put ministry on hold for a second if you're going through something. Be okay with being in the grieving process, because in it, what you have to gain is Jesus' strength to help you face not only this day, but any future day that may come. So here at IFOC, we're praying for you, we love you, and I bless you.